All right, welcome to Jiu-Jitsu Strong Week 1, Day 1. Congratulations on just downloading the program and working on your strength, working on your conditioning. So within this program, you're going to see a little link every single day, a video link that's just going to go over the day. It's going to go over the day that you're about to do. For Week 1, Day 1, this video is going to be a little bit longer because I just want to outline some things in the program, okay? This is a 3-day per week strength and conditioning program, okay, that is set up to do in any gym, okay? So you should be able to sub these exercises out as you see fit, as equipment's available. If you're going to do back squats and all the squat racks are available, hey, it is what it is, life happens, you can do leg press on that day. But it is a 4-week program. It's set up with 3 workouts per week that are going to be in about an hour per session that are going to contain some strength and some conditioning pieces. A lot of the exercises that I think are essential for establishing strength and conditioning for Jiu-Jitsu as a beginner. So there are 3 workout sessions per week, but this is set up and designed for someone who is doing Jiu-Jitsu anywhere between 2 and 5 sessions per week, 2 and 5 sessions per week. So if you're somebody that's doing Jiu-Jitsu 5 sessions per week, then you may have to adjust and you may not be able to do all 3 strength training sessions in 1 week, okay? We need to make sure that we're recovering, because when you're recovering from your workouts, you're getting stronger. When you work out, if you worked out every single day, 8 hours a day, and never recovered and never had a rest day, you'd begin to break down and you'd really begin to have some problems and have some injuries. So I highly suggest and recommend that you take at least one full recovery day per week, maybe 2. So if you're in a 7-day week, if you're doing this strength program 3 days, and then you're taking 2 rest days, that only allows 2 days for Jiu-Jitsu, okay? So you might have to play with it a little bit and see what works for you. The main thing with this program is that you go through it from day 1 all the way to day 12 in succession. So the way I have it laid out is like week 1, day 1, week 1, day 2, week 1, day 3, week 2, day 1, week 2, day 2. But you can go through it it can take you 6 weeks to do this program, okay? And that's fine. If it takes you 6 weeks, that's 2 workouts per week. I would say try to hit 2 workouts per week as a minimum, but 3 workouts per week can be pretty intense if you're doing a lot of jiu-jitsu. And please do not mix this with other types of training as well, okay? Maybe you could do some running in conjunction with this, but try to avoid doing too much, and you'll play with it just a little bit. You should be feeling stronger and stronger and stronger and continuing to get stronger on a program. If you continue to feel weaker and weaker and weaker, you may need to adjust and add in some rest days. Also, when it comes to rolling and when it comes to jiu-jitsu, you want to make sure that every single session is not extremely hard session, okay? I used to go to a gym where back in the day, and maybe it was just me because I was younger, but the sessions were hard every single time, and lots of rolling. You should be able to go in the gym and maybe you do 1 hard rolling day per week, but like your other sessions, and listening to a lot of guys that are high-level jiu-jitsu competitors, a lot of your other sessions should be fairly light. You're not going to gain your conditioning. Now, if you're a beginner in jiu-jitsu and you're you're totally out of shape and deconditioned, you're going to gain a lot of conditioning from jiu-jitsu. But if you're already a conditioned, if you've been doing jiu-jitsu a while and you're fairly conditioned, you're not really going to gain any conditioning from jiu-jitsu. There are way too many variables, okay? Like you could be on top of somebody and have them in side control, and you have them for a whole minute in side control, and you could be just stalling and you're not really working, you're not really getting a lot of effort, right? Or you could be in a match with somebody that's fast and y'all are both competitive and you keep ending up in scrambles the whole entire time, and like your heart rate is just through the roof. So there's so many variables that not every rolling session is the same. If you're rolling with somebody, like sometimes you get paired up in the class with a kid, or if you're a big strong guy, you get paired up with a smaller female, and your rolling intensity in the same. So you're going to gain your fitness, you're going to gain your conditioning in the gym, okay? Getting on a machine where there's not a bunch of variables, right? You're able to monitor your output on that machine and really hold a hard output. You're going to get your fitness there. You're not getting your fitness in the jiu-jitsu gym. That's where you're establishing your technique, you're drilling, you're learning moves while you're rolling. So with that said, try to watch your jiu-jitsu intensity, okay? Because you want to avoid injury, you want to avoid overtraining, you want to make sure that you're actually recovering and getting strong. So with that being said, if you have any questions about structuring your workout, structuring the program, please let me know. But yes, you're going to have a video each day that's explaining to you that day, and then you're going to have video demos of the actual movements within. So you'll be able to click, like today, glute bridges. If you don't know what a glute bridge is, click the link. You can watch the glute bridges, okay? I'm going to try to put those in there for every single exercise. So week one, day one, warm up. Each day is going to have a warm up, then you're going to have a strength movement or a couple strength movements, and then typically a conditioning piece. After that, week one, day one, warm up is 2 rounds of 10 glute bridges, 10 bird dogs, 10 dead bugs, 10 lying lateral leg raises, 5 push-ups. You're going to do those one after the other, and then you're going to just cycle through it 2 times. You just do 2 rounds of it. Now, please, if you don't feel warm enough for the exercises ahead, feel free to tie in and do other warm-up exercises. Warm up as much as you need to. A lot of times this is where I mix in, if I am feeling a little bit of wrist pain, I'll mix in some rich wrist stretches, some wrist exercises to get the wrist extra warmed up if I'm feeling a little bit of pain. So keep that in mind, be cognizant of that as you go into your training program. So the first actual movements of today's session is a superset. A superset is 2 movements in conjunction, back to back, and then rest. So you're doing 1 movement, going directly to the next movement, and then resting after that. So we're doing supersets to try to save time and get in more work. So you're going to do a back squat today, 3 sets of 5, 5 seconds down, 5-second pause in the bottom. So focusing on that count, 5 seconds all the way down, a slow and controlled lower on a 5 count, 5-second pause there in the bottom with good form while maintaining a flat back, while keeping tension. So you're not just bottoming out in the bottom and sitting there resting. You're keeping yourself a little bit elevated and keeping tension there in the bottom. Focusing on form, obviously, and you're going to need to do some warm-up sets to build up to your actual working weight. When you do the 3x5 back squat, I want you to use a challenging weight for all 3 sets. So especially if you're a beginner, it may take you a little bit to feel out and warm up and build up to the point where you get to your working sets. So maybe you start with just the bar, then you add on a 25-pound plate on each side, which is 95 pounds. You do that feels light. Okay, I can go up in weight. So maybe you go up to 115 pounds. 115 pounds just isn't enough. Maybe you go up to 145, and maybe that's not enough. You go up to 165, and you go up to 185, and then you're like, okay, 185 is a good weight for me. So you do your set of 5. Well, then maybe you're like, that was challenging, but not quite challenging enough. Feel free to go up on the next set, and then go up on the next set. Now remember, this is week 1. So as we progress through the weeks, week 4 should be your hardest and most difficult week. Week 1 should be your easiest week. So week 1, you're not sandbagging by any means. It should be a challenging week, but you're leaving a little bit in the tank for you to go. So like with back squats, we're doing 3x5 this week. So we're doing 5 reps each set. Next week, you're gonna be doing 4 reps each set. So you're gonna be less reps, but you're gonna wanna go up in weight and increase the weight. We're gonna get heavier as you go through this program. So you're gonna do your back squats, 3 sets of 5, 5 seconds down, 5-second pause in the bottom, 3 working sets, and then you're gonna go on. As soon as you finish your first set of back squats, your first actual working set, you're gonna do 1 pull-up negative, okay? A pull-up negative, and there'll be a demo for this, but you're getting yourself as high as you can on the bar. If you've gotta use a chair or whatever to step yourself up, and then you're lowering yourself down as slow as possible all the way until you lock out. Lowering yourself all the way down. So doing that pull-up negative, ideally I want you to be, you should be somewhere between 20 or 30 seconds. If you are, If you can do one for a minute, like you probably need to do it weighted. So you need to add a weight vest or hold a dumbbell between your legs. If you don't have access to a weight, hey, just do it as long as you can. It's okay to go over all the time. But if you're able to do more than 5 pull-ups, you probably should shoot for wearing a vest if you can already do more than 5 pull-ups. You know, or adding a little bit of weight, maybe just 5 pounds or 10-pound dumbbell, holding it between your legs. But you can add that later on week 2 if you want to. So, but if you're somebody that's banging out like 15 pull-ups, like, okay, you need to straight up do some weighted negatives for sure. So on the pull-up negatives, if you need to sub out the pull-up negatives with another exercise, please let me know and I'll sub those out. After that, you're going to do superset of bench press, 3 sets of 5, superset with arch holds, 3 by 25 seconds, and then you are going to rest 2 minutes between those supersets. So same thing, when you do a superset, you're going to do one exercise, do the next exercise, and then do this prescribed rest after that. For day 1, week 1 conditioning, you're going to either use a bike or a rower, or you're going to use any type of erg that you want to. You can use a ski erg, I would prefer a bike or a rower or a ski erg. I prefer something where you're using your arms and your legs at the same time, and you're just going to do 8 rounds of 20 seconds at near max effort. I mean, you're holding all that you can hold for nearly 20 seconds. Now, you're not sprinting for 7 seconds and then dying off for the rest of the 20 seconds. This should be a pace, if you can see your wattage on the machine, that you're holding for that whole entire 20 seconds. Then you're gonna do 1 minute of easy recovery pace after that. So just pedaling at an active pace, you're recovering while you're moving, and then you're gonna have 30 seconds of actual rest. Then repeat, then repeat, then repeat. You're gonna go through that 8 rounds. So that's gonna be a pretty tough conditioning piece for you. So that is all for week 1, day 1. Let me know if you have any questions at all, and we'll see you on week 1, day 2.